often degrees from this university, they speak fluently Korean or Chinese or French, or they've been French teachers before, and so they work here in student support, and they've actually had their fully trained counselors and things. So they are on the same intellectual level as the academic staff, and that might explain why there's less animosity from their side. So there's less of a inferiority complex there, and the adversary can't be that arrogant, because they sense that they would look through stupid intellectual arrogance, because they're as clever as they are.
Okay.
They're as smart, they're not. Penalty?
Sure.
It's on the tape now. Now they know I've bribed you.
Absolutely. So I'm asking easy questions. That's right.
So you're asking about this, about the Habermas. I think, is this because you're interested in that anyway, or
no? So you know, I didn't want to say during the interview out of fear of it being too dominated by Habermas, but you know, I'll just kind of say it. The main theory of my PhD is Habermas theory of communication. So for you to say that it works and in a university setting is like, you know, that's very interesting.
I'm the golden boy here.
You kind of are. So, but you know, so I wouldn't want to. You know,
I must have said, between the lines of the email, you must have communicated it. There must be, amongst us Habermasians, there must be a secret code, because why did also your timing was very good, because you called me at the end of the semester, where I started to, now I might have actually time for that,
it was good timing.
Yeah, good timing. And I must have sensed it.
It must be like a sixth sense to take that. So,
I was starting to wonder why you asked me this in your questionnaire, why your questions are so Habermas.
Yeah, because that's not, no Habermas questions anyway, because people, you know, that's not their areas, they can't really comment.
But you would have tried to, if I wouldn't have been Habermas, the questions are to direct me towards, do you think that dialogue works? And
but in a more practical sense, rather than asking people from an academic sense, you know.
But then your questions are very specific towards the Habermas.
Only with yourself, only towards yourself, having expressed kind of what you know about it and how you put it this. But anyway, so without drawing too much attention to my agenda, so how about then? So how about your experience to do with the other side of change? So not your experience as a manager, but as a recipient.
Yeah, there, of course, I was often frustrated that others are not following the spirit of communicative action. Yeah, so that's when I get really annoyed. When I said I had a conflict with the person who took over, sort of expected me to still write the program review, but when I came, I just had to write. Nobody wrote that for me. My predecessor was gone, or not. Oh, he was still here. He gave me some. Yeah, he was like, here's what you have to do, and also the character. When I took over, the character changed. So he basically told me it's just for the draw. Yeah, it's just a stupid admin. You just go through it, and nobody will read it. But at that point, it became a public document. In accreditation processes and so forth. So there was lots of emphasis on that. It needs to be well written and all that. So the emphasis and the effort that you put in had changed. But most of it is interpretation of data. So you don't need the actual experience of the year. You do not need to have been here and in the midst of all the stuff to write a report. Because most of it is just statistics. So how did our students do in terms of when they graduated, in terms of the jobs that they found, what are our NSS scores, what did they answer, so what kind of verbal comments did we get in service, student service, and so on and on and on and on. And module evaluations, you have to go through all of them. Those who didn't meet the gold standard, and what did the colleagues write? And you just process all this information. It's not really And he sort of said, "Oh no, but that's not good practice," and so he didn't want. And I said, "No, there's also behind it. There's also I would have expected that when the leading sort of team, the DSE and the chair said, okay, I've done it. It's been long enough. I've done it for 5 years. Somebody else should take over. We want our friend Mike. We want to promote our friend Mike and so forth. But maybe we should go and ask Stefan what he thinks, whether he wants to maybe go on for another year, and so we can have a good transition process." No, it was sort of it was just hinted to us. So it was very subtle, so very English words, I would say. So they didn't come to me and talk to me about it openly, which I would have expected, and trying to find out what I think and what I want to do and what I would want to give up instead, or because it was put to me about the revamp of the first year module. You will do all that work, you can't do that. So there are good arguments for it. And also maybe I have done it for long enough. It's also quite a exhausting kind of job. So 80% I was quite happy about it. But
and I imagine as well in that role you'd have got less research done because it would have taken
I'm a senior teaching fellow anyway, so not much research is expected yet, but now I might get back into some more research, yes, even as a teaching fellow, so forget about the contract, yeah, so it's time, yes, yeah, but I have to admit I was never focused enough. I'm a brilliant scholar, but not a very good researcher, because you have to be in an academic career, to make a fast and brilliant academic career, you have to go to this one topic and just follow that, and I have not only done this Homer stuff, which is out there and quite so, and already combines philosophy and economics and so, but I've also done a lot of things in feminism and social economics, communitarianism, sort of. So that is so. I'm not that kind of focused person, so I didn't regret that much. I could still do here and there a bit of research stuff or go to some conferences, and I love that job. Actually, I love that, being a mediator, being close to the students, have the sort of the open ear, they communicate with colleagues, and so I quit. So there was a bit of regret and grudge because the way they communicated that to me. Yeah? So that I was with a. And I had the feeling that the motive was not really to help me that I get my job done, or that I'm not too stressed, but to promote their charm. and so and then later when I said no, and in this conflict I said no, I will not. So basically I did not see. I've no longer got the responsibility. I've been sort of pushed aside, and so it's fine. I can accept that. But now you want me still to do the donkey work, basically. No, no, I won't do that. I will help, but I always make it. I help, I will advise, and also, and the DSE, so who's sort of quite a conflict shy person. He tried not to take sides in that, which was stupid because he should have, either taken my side or forcefully say no, you have to do it, but then he had to take the battle to. But he didn't do that either. He said something like, "Oh, you could mentor, your fellow sort of." And I said, "Yeah, of course I will." Yeah, but then also when I communicate with him, he doesn't want to talk to me. Basically, he doesn't want, or just at the minimum, he doesn't want. Yeah. He didn't. Also, he doesn't follow up on my practice of when I did the review, and it was at the almost final stage, which now needs to be. They have got it now, so it's 2 program directors. So I always had a colleague also who worked with me, and I sent that out then to everyone, just to see what do you think here. This is how I will present us. Do you agree with this? Is this okay? And also to the student reps. Yeah? So this is him. He keeps it secret. He doesn't do that, and not even to me. So I said I'm happy to edit that. Yeah, okay, I will write it, and I've actually contributed to the writing of the report. A section, 2 sections. I said, okay, I was compromised. This part, the strategic goals for last year, whether they were met or not. That's of course, that I know that best. Yeah, so of course I write that. Yeah? And I also share with you whether the module reviews have to be done. We did them year by year, and so I did a third of them. Yeah. But then when I asked do you want my input? Do you want my feedback? It's like, yeah, arguing complicated.